Yeah.
Yeah, we are bombing atomically, or some isosceles.
Something about isosceles. It's crazy how I'm rocking these prophecies. On robberies. Mockeries. Possums be.
I know you see.
You just had to switch the energy right quick.
Yeah. But it's
Bim,
episode.
bam.
Oh yeah, it's like bam.
That need to be the intro we use from now on. Bim bam, bro.
Bim bam.
Yeah.
I know you want some. Yeah, this is episode 79. We are the Wash Guards. Never washed up.
We're gonna bleep
Draft.
that. I'm Sean-Luc Picard, man. We are the Wash Guards, as he said earlier. We are back again, even though we've committed to not saying that we're back. Because if you never leave, are you really back?
Yeah.
Nah, man. It's
we never
it's another pod with the gods.
Yeah. It feels like actually feels like a good time.
Feels good.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like I keep saying that because we're doing things how we're doing things. I don't want to give away all the sauce, but yeah, man, it's good to see y'all guys, man. Like I always like to say, shout out to 404 creators.
You see us, you see him.
Yes.
Shout out Taji, man. He'll be back soon. Taji been back in motion. I see him on the social spheres.
Yeah, shout out to Chop Ross, man. He in the house right now.
Chop still here.
Yeah. Chopsticks.
Chopsticks.
Yeah.
Sushi boy.
Yeah. We are back once again, though. It feels good to be back. We're getting to the.
Shout out that whole nigga shit.
Yeah.
All right,
okay.
we gonna bleep all that.
Yeah, we gonna bleep all this, but anyway. All right.
Now that our intro has been solidified.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the countries, man. Shout out to these United States. Shout out to the United Kingdom. Shout out to Australia, the Philippines.
What up, mate?
Oh, Canada.
What's the face? Shout out Pacquiao, bro. You need ice or whatever, bro. You got your ass whooped last night, from what I heard.
Oh, I didn't know he was still fighting.
Apparently, he beat up. Well, he got into the ring with a newcomer. I forgot. I know he beat up Sean Porter, or Sean Porter gave him a run for his money. So he was a pretty high-ranked fighter. But yeah, Pacquiao might need to hang it up. Just be president.
Indeed. Shout out to Pacquiao. Shout out to the Philippines. Shout out to Canada. Shout out to Iceland.
Canada. #1 black podcast to Iceland.
Germany, Russia, Ireland, United Arab Emirates, India, Singapore.
Shout out Bombay.
Brazil, Francais.
Shout out Carnival.
Norway.
Shout out croissants.
New
Fjords
Zealand.
are from Norway and in Iceland, apparently.
Yeah. I saw somebody comment on that.
Shout out to y'all for paying attention.
Yeah.
Freddie.
Yeah,
Happy belated birthday.
Shout out Freddie, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to leave you nameless. I just,
I don't know if you want to. Yeah, I'm just dry snitching.
New Zealand, Finland, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, Romania, Spain,
Shout out Romania.
Ecuador,
Shout out Paella.
Denmark, the Netherlands, Sweden, Slovakia, ain't nothing stopping ya. Belgium, Italy, Qatar, Turkey, Hong Kong,
Qatar.
Japan, Mexico, South
Viva
Korea,
Mexico. Ooh, South Korea.
Saudi Arabia. But yeah, we are back
That's
once
it.
again. We are the Wash Guards. We are washed, never washed up.
Yep. How was your week?
Damn, the pressure's on me. My week was good, man. As I always like to say, man, every day above ground is a good one, honestly.
Thanks.
Haven't really done much. Played some basketball this week, which is always good. I've been trying to get back into my active mode. Like, I'm going to get into my wash moment later, but my whole big thing is, trying to stick to a schedule. So, I'm trying to stick to the whole thing of waking up at 6 a.m., you know what I'm saying, and not going to sleep until at least 11 p.m. and just staying on that schedule. No, naps and shit and all that type of shit. Just bullshit. And so,
I'm creating some sort of structure.
Yeah. Structure amongst myself. So that's, been the main thing. Going through this week, just, it's a challenge for me because I always get that need around 2 or 3 p.m. to take a nap and not do shit. So just staying up and fighting that urge to not go to sleep in the middle of the day.
How you fight it? What are some of the methods you use to not nap?
Doing things.
Good answer. Good fucking answer.
It's like, yo, it's always shit that needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that, like, I remember, like, you know, back in the day when your parents would tell you, like, when you were like a kid, they'd be like, yo, I'm bored. They're like, motherfucker, if you bored, then wash the walls, motherfucker. Then so it's like,
that's got to be the blackest phrase that you said on this podcast. You better wash these walls. Like, how the walls get dirty in the first place? I never touch these motherfuckers.
My parents was like, it's always something to do. So I'm trying to take that approach in my own life. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's always something to do. So it's not like me just bullshitting. It's like, no, I mean, let me check into like some whatever category that I'm doing that I haven't paid enough attention to. Like maybe they can have like more watering to the soil. So
nah, that's real.
Yeah, like getting back to that. So that's been my week in general. Like, you know, like trying to make the most of my time.
Yeah, I mean, wash nigga shit. Sounds about right.
Hey.
My week has been the exact opposite. I've been like overwhelmed. Not necessarily overwhelmed, just a lot busier than I'm used to being. It reminds me of the days when I was a lot younger and I had a lot more free time and I would try my best to occupy it with as much productivity as I could. And then I realized like all of these plates have to continue spinning. And so now I'm at a point where like, all right, we here. How do I manage all this shit? And the way I've kind of been dealing is just diving into the things that make or seem more difficult for me, and trying to apply as much effort to those so that way I can kind of get it under my belt. And the things that I've kind of got in tuck, I've just been trying to maintain the momentum. With this new job, it's been a learning experience, and I was telling Chop earlier, like it's been interesting realizing like oh, this is what the learning curve is like again. Like I'm not just gonna
experience that shit as an adult is like a whole different thing. It's like what the fuck?
Like not being good at some shit really creates a lot of anxiety.
I'm a grown man. Like you want to like check niggas back.
And then there are other people around you telling you how to do things. Like I had moments like, especially because the dynamic in my workplace is like niggas and a particular type of white. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the whites that got those accent where the boy is implied. Like, and so I got to maneuver differently because, as I said before, like I'm one of those people in this type of environment. I realize I'm different, especially things like this, like all my secular activities, like they create a certain type of persona that don't necessarily mesh with niggas who just want to talk about football and like the cars and issues with their wife and all this shit. Like not to knock all that, but in a workplace setting, I try to escape the cycle of like work, home, sleep, repeat. And if we're gonna talk about something, it's gonna be about like abstract ideas. Don't nobody do that there in that environment. The times where I have these type of conversations, it usually takes people off guard. Like for instance, I'm rapping Dipset before I start my day. Like, man, today's a new day. Got the bouye up in the suitcase. Go uptown to Harlem. Tell them that I sent you. And so I'm walking away from the time clock. And a nigga finally is like, it's August. Tell them I'm going to November. Like, I'm like, oh, shit. Somebody on my type of time. And he was like, yeah, man. Like, that was when I really dove into Dipset or in the Jewels because Cam was talking about computers putin'. And I wasn't really fucking with it. And he was like, this nigga just rap about anything. And I'm like, yo, that's the beauty of it, bro. You missing all the gold.
You hating, but yeah, I hear you, bro.
At the same time, I don't know, like, these niggas' background. Like, what I did tell him was, I was like, based on the fact that you know computers putin', you aging yourself. Like, I know you come from a particular type of time.
Don't disrespect that computers putin' shit.
Yeah,
so, like,
you gotta understand, man.
It's like, yo, come on, man.
I had to tell him, I'm like, bro, you about to get on the computer that's putin' right now. Yeah. Like, you can't even knock the prophecy. What are we talking about?
Every time I turn on my computer, it putes.
Yeah, and I did it. Yeah. I got it to that point, bro. I got computers
and putin'. I know boosters, and I keep them boosting. Like, you know what I'm saying? I get the boosters boosting.
Yeah, because you might need some new
But anyway,
shit.
yeah, I'm sorry.
But that being said, yeah, it's just been trying to find my equilibrium. I work nights a lot, so
that was a terrible movie, by the way. But go on. Remember Equilibrium?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Matrix bootleg?
Them super sci-fi niggas.
It was so bad. It was so bad. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway.
But just trying to find the balance. Let me say that so this nigga don't find a reference.
Y'all remember New Balance? Some crazy sneakers, bro.
Nigga know how to fuck up a week, boy. Nigga fucked up my week and it was already bad. But
Yeah. Okay.
I've been trying not to fuck up at work. So like the idea of going in and learning something new and then having to go through the mistakes and fix them, niggas being like, yo, how long you been here? Like, and you like, fuck, I gotta go through this whole story again. Not only that, but like making small talk is annoying. I've been, because of my government name, motherfuckers always want to compare me to somebody, and like I always look like somebody. Nah, not even that, bro. The wrestler, they want a specific wrestler.
Michaels?
Sweet chin music. So I'm.
You know what? I never put that together.
Yeah, thank God, bro. Because I hear it at least 3 times a day now. It's so irritating, bro. And I had to tell somebody else. It was like, I walked up to the window in order to get my manifest, and I was like, yeah, my name is so and so, and he was like, bro, I know your name. I was like, thank God, bro, because everybody in here been trying to compare me to somebody else or call me Shawn Michaels, bro, and the guy who's been made a habit of doing it, I just go on the tangent. I'm like, yeah, man, it's just annoying, bro, because I hear it from everybody, and they say it like it's brand new, like I haven't had this name since I was born. Like it's getting under my skin at this point. But thank you, I appreciate you. You're one of the good ones. And I look at the guy in the back, and he's just sitting there staring at me. It was funny, man. I found ways to be shitty without necessarily being rude, which is a game in itself. But yeah, my week has been straight. I've just been trying to maintain my momentum, as I said earlier.
Yeah. I guess we'll get into wash moments as we usually do. Mm-hmm. For me, oh shit, I don't remember my wash moment no more. I hope you got one. Got to remember it.
Let me think.
I wrote it down. I gotta find it.
I'm gonna wait on you because I don't think I have a wash moment. That was one of the few things I neglected, but I'm sure give me enough time, I'll definitely have something in the tuck. It's been a washed week, if anything.
Fuck. I don't really want to use this, but here we are, man. I guess we're about to bare our soul tonight.
Let's do it.
It wasn't my intention, but I just thought about being black and being old this week, man. Because, I guess I've been in my weekend bag. I think I talked about that on the last podcast. Mm-hmm. And you get old and it's like, man, a black man is never allowed to be depressed. No. Like, what is the space where a black guy gets to be depressed? Like everybody else gets to go through their sad moments. Everybody's just rooting for him and coaching for him. But like when Kanye goes through his shit, like not to say he's the poster child for depression, but when somebody like that is going through some shit, we always just rain down on him and we just judge him 1,000% instead of just letting this
crazy.
Yeah, instead of letting this nigga like go through his shit. Like depression is a thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's a whole process you gotta go through. So I just feel like in my old age, like, not to get too dark, it's like you're not allowed to have feelings as like a older male. Like you can be like a teen angsty guy, you can be a little Uzi Vert and all that shit, and it's like, oh, he has feelings, blah blah blah. But once you like past 30, not that I'm past 30, bitches. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of that, I got my walls just like that.
But you know what I'm saying? We're just not allowed to be depressed. We're not allowed to have feelings. Like, like I'm dealing with, certain people that I'm dealing with, and when I try to tell them, like, it's not a good day for me, it's like, oh, man, you're so dramatic. I'm like, man, I'm not dramatic. Like, I'm just allowed
So you gotta look on the bright side. It's like, bitch, it ain't one.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Not even like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, why can't I be allowed to go through the process? You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta, like, look on the bright side automatically. I'll get to the bright side. Just trust me. You know what I'm saying? But it's a whole process you gotta go through. But I just think as a black male, you're just not allowed to have feelings. So, as you get older. So that's my wash moment, man. Just being old, like, I don't really get to be myself, like, fully, because it just is what it is.
Yeah, being a black man and being depressed or angry just makes people uncomfortable. and in turn it makes your anxiety peak more. So it's just better for you to kind of go into hiding, which don't necessarily help because then you get in the cycle of
And now you're like
negativity,
acclimating to like social norms, and like that's not fair to me either.
you know.
You know what I'm saying? I got my own personal shit I gotta go through.
Oh shit, it's a person here.
Yeah.
But yeah, my wash moment is a tale of two shitties. I've been hooping a lot, so what I do is I've been going to East Lake Park, and I go up and put up a few shots after I get off work, and I'm hooping out there with this other old guy who happens to be on the other side of the court, and like at some point
it's a dog in the house, man. I don't want people to just think I'm making random
His
like
girl
weird
here,
noise, sex sounds in my mouth. Like I know the dog wasn't in the shot.
That's how he get his drinks.
Yeah.
This nigga's a sexist, bro. He treated like an animal in the service.
All it's that an actual dog here.
No, I'm playing.
Just to be clear. Anyway.
But we shooting around whatever on separate courts, and I don't know. East Lake Park is kind of in the city, but if you know the area, you know the type of energy it comes with, man. That day I was just getting off work, and I'm dealing with like a new job, so my stress is a little bit different. And this guy wanted to talk to me about the problems of the world, man. And I was just sitting there, like, not this guy, but another guy, homeless guy. I don't even know if he was homeless, man. He was just on one. And just talking to me about, like, I don't know why all these basketball players, like, come out here and want to spend their money in strip clubs. Why don't they get back to the community? He could buy a big house out there in the bluff and put all the homeless people in it. And I'm like, man, like, that's not really my concern right now. Like, I'm trying to forget about my problems as I'm out here. Like, I understand we can just shoot around. Like, but don't talk to me about anything too deep.
So y'all can kill each other all in that house.
Yeah, exactly. So y'all can be dope in one space. Now we turning this into Hampton. Or what they call that shit? Amsterdam. From The Wire. But after I ushered him off, the other guy starts talking to me, which wasn't as irritating because I could tell he was kind of in his right mind. And he was like, yo, how old are you? Give him a number. He's like, oh shit, bro! I thought you was like 20 something. So,
which he is, ladies.
I mean, I don't give a fuck about my age. That being said, I really don't give a fuck about my age. I can say that shit on the regular and it wouldn't affect me. But for some reason, because Draft refuses to say his, and because we kind of move as a unit, I feel like I'm gonna fuck up the bag by saying how old I've been or how long I've been alive. So whatever, man. We'll just keep. I stand with this nigga in solidarity for my own detriment.
This nigga 60, bro. Sing my grandfather.
Let me finish, bro. The story goes two different ways. Tell the two shitties, bro. So having to talk to him and him being like, shit, nigga, I'm 63. I said, all you got to do is come out here, eat right. You know what I'm saying? Try to get away from people to stress you out. Just avoid them altogether, and you'll be all right. Your skin will stay clear, and you'll be healthy. I'm like, well. Sound advice. The very next night, same day, matter of fact, because this was that morning. Same day, I'm talking to one of my coworkers, and she's one of our supervisors, and of course, because I'm new, I'm introducing myself to everybody, and she's like, "Yo, how old are you, Sean?" I start off the conversation. Well, how old do you think I am? She's like, you at least 30, nigga. I just bust out laughing like, damn, nigga. I go from 20-something to 30 in a matter of hours, nigga. I don't know what happened. But some shit aged me. In my mind, I was thinking to myself like, damn, man, I'm at that age where like niggas know I don't have young angst. But they definitely know, they can't tell how old I am just based off the energy I come with. And it may have something to do with the look that I have, like, or the look that society has as far as black men are concerned, because it's all men of a similar age or demographic, dreads, tattoos, etc. in this environment, and now we all kind of like are blending in the same group. And I feel like nowadays, like, black people are just kind of ageless. But depending on what you say, what you do, what you're into, like, you get aged, just like me and that dude having a conversation about cam lines. Like, oh, okay, this nigga's showing his hand. So now it's like in certain environments, I can decide. I'm at an age where I got to decide how much I want to say or do before I get to a point where niggas start aging me just based off topics of conversation. But yeah, that's pretty much my wash moment. Like, I could be anywhere between 20 and 45, according to society.
Congratulations.
Yeah, man, we here now.
I'd like to say congratulations.
No longer a statistic.
But shout out to OnlyFans, man. We're gonna get right into it. Apparently, OnlyFans has started to ban explicit content, like, which has been the whole making model. Like, if you're asking somebody, like, from my perspective, like, the whole brand is like kind of built off explicit content. So it's been weird to see this whole ban. Apparently, they've been saying like the pressure has been coming from like the payment people, all the people that process payments, like MasterCard and Visa. And the whole real backstory is like people are trying to say it's kind of like a Puritan movement. A lot of the Christian people that are involved in media have been pushing for this.
I think it's a way to stop the money, man. Like the Puritan movement didn't stop pornography, and it was in a more public setting. Like I was listening to Black on Purpose, shout out to Illustrate.
I don't know. I think pornography is in like a. I mean, the thing about pornography, a lot of those people really feel like they could get into like actual acting after that. So like, I do think it's like a wall that you hit where, and not like a lot of pornography.
That's not the point. My thing is like if it's a Puritan movement, they're trying to talk about it from the standpoint that people have access to it that can be affected. I don't think it's about access.
I think it's just about like major access. Like the fact it's becoming mainstream. They want to put a stop to that.
As I'm saying, like we used to have pornographic channels. There was Spice, there was Playboy.
No, they still exist.
Right. But nowadays, like that became more of the norm. Like this is the next level. Like when you get the average person trying to do their own type of content and the girl next door literally may be like on the internet fucking and sucking, like their goal is to try to stop that type of energy from coming into their home based off the fact that it's attractive in society. And because OnlyFans became so popular, like I feel like their agenda is to sort of stop it because it looks a certain kind of way. I don't think it has anything to do with the money. Like, and I think the fact that they're using that tool in order to try to stop it is kind of just, I mean, it's big business kind of throwing their weight around. But I don't think they're going to be able to stop it. From what I read, they're only stopping some of the fetish shit that's a lot more like niche. Like I've been telling chicks, I was like, yo, if you just sell foot photos, like yo, or foot videos, we'll be straight, bro. Like let me just manage your feet. We don't have to do all the nasty shit, bro. Like you could be the girl next door.
I mean, someone say that is nasty shit, but
hey man, I mean, I feel like feet are private parts. If you ask me personally, man, like I don't want to see your feet.
I just think anytime you exploit any type of body part, it starts to get weird. Like I don't give a fuck you doing like hands. It's just like, yo, what the fuck? We just start like zoning in on hands. It's like, what type of weirdo is like into this shit? Like,
look. The next demographic is OnlyFans gonna start doing OnlyFans. The next OnlyFans is gonna be just us doing like man weaves. Like we just gonna show barbershop photos, like people putting on glue in sew-ins.
But I don't know, man. I've been seeing like conflicted things. Like, I've been doing my own research, you know, like, because I really care about this podcast.
I've been doing a deep dive.
Yeah, I've been really trying to research all these OnlyFans chicks because I was like, you know, we're going to
do this. Yeah,
we're going to do this topic, so I got to make sure I see these naked hoes. And, but the consensus is a lot of people have been switching their platform off of OnlyFans because of this. So I think it's a little bit deeper than just fetish videos. It kind of, I don't know, man. It's hard for me I don't root against sex workers. I don't necessarily root for them. It's just like, I mean, do what you do. Like, they're just like NBA players at this point. Like, I mean,
I was thinking that.
I like your team, or maybe I don't. Like, but I don't necessarily root for the whole league. Yeah. But yeah. On that note, we'll be right back, bitches. All right. once again back. It's the incredible, the incredible Wash guys. We're back once again. This is episode. Yeah, it got us. Gods.
Yeah. It's episode 79. I don't think we said that. Nor did we come up with a player.
Yeah. We don't have a player for y'all. Fuck it. Yeah, it's episode cool. 79. We are the Wash guys. Washed and washed up. Still with y'all, man.
Speaking of God, Kanye is back in the news cycle for all you people that been paying attention. Draft just sent me to this before we came out here to do the pod, so I was kind of at a loss for the context. But now, after seeing it written on our board, kind of makes more sense. Like Kanye posting one of Drake's texts, which is the ultimate form of pettiness. I feel like this feud is going on, 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah, the whole rumor is like they're trying to say that Kanye, only reason why he keeps pushing back the album is because he's trying to drop the same day as Drake.
I mean, there was a animated skit basically alluding to that. Like Drake going on a date in a stadium and being like, "Shh, you hear that?" And it's Kanye making an album right where he's at. So maybe there's some truth to that, but I wouldn't be surprised just because I know how the music industry works. Not to say, let me take that back. I wouldn't be surprised because I wouldn't put anything past anybody in this type of entertainment industry. But so what? Drop your music. What are you gonna do at this point? Y'all all are kind of like, it's a jungle out there. Either you a shark or you a tiger, and you know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna get wet eventually. So just drop your music, bro.
I don't know if tigers get wet, but I hear you.
Yeah. See that? Stupid. And for your information, tigers love the water, nigga.
All right.
Yeah.
If you say so.
Carry on.
Yeah. I think it's like you said, it's just very petty shit. I don't really have much to say about Kanye's idea about Drake. I just thought it was interesting, like, to see that where music is going to this point. Like, the top rappers now, like, post each other text messages. Imagine if, like, Jay-Z posted a text from Nas. And look at this nigga. It'd be so weird. Like, why are y'all texting
all the
back
best
and forth?
bars from Ether.
Yeah,
in a text.
Like
in a text thread.
It really. I mean, we've been saying that shit
36 in a karate class, and I'll still beat your ass, nigga. Fuck is you talking about?
We've been saying that shit knowledge for like multiple episodes, but like rap is wrestling, and it's like becoming it's becoming like more prevalent. Like as we get deeper into it, it's like this is some shit that would happen on WWE.
And what do you do? Like, what do you do if this nigga waits till your album drops to drop your album? Like, what do you,
I don't even know.
Fuck with your bag, like,
yeah.
Like, and if so, by how much? Like, we talking about percents, like, and how large? You just want that day to be yours. So, and maybe that's what makes a successful artist at this day and age, like the ego that.
Also,
like,
think is from an old era where they had that spirit of competition amongst rappers.
Definitely.
Where it was like one of those things, like, yeah, I'm gonna outsell you during your week. Like he did that whole face off with 50 Cent.
Right.
Who's gonna outsell each other? So like, it's maybe he's trying to just turn back the clock because maybe that was like his highest moment.
And that's still an energy that I feel like carries on in the other artists. I know we're coming on the heels of that whole Tyler rant and him talking about how DJ Khaled had things to say about his album release when he dropped Igor. I feel like this is a disaster waiting to happen.
Oh yeah, appreciate it.
But there's also other artists out there who have that same type of energy when it comes down to making music and releasing music at a particular point in time. But releasing tweets, text messages, all that type of shit does feel like Gossip Girls. Like you turning this shit into like a very, very petty personal war. And it don't have to be like that. Like, we could really just enjoy your music separately at the same time on the same day. And I don't think it necessarily takes away from anybody's bank account at this point, because both of y'all are multi-millionaires, billionaire. One of them is a billionaire.
Yeah, speaking of music, man, we're going to get into Kendrick Lamar, man. He just posted this cryptic-ass tweet. Well, it's not necessarily cryptic, but I just felt kind of stunned beside it. He's announcing that he's about to release his last TDE album. When I first read it, I thought he was like saying that he's gonna release his last album, but the more when I reread it, it was like, oh, his last TDE album.
Yeah.
Which is It's an interesting way to word that shit. You know.
I think he's been staying away from music in general.
Some would say because of TDE.
Possibly. And it does put a new spin on the not even a negative spin, but just a different type of spin on them championing Isaiah Rashad. Even the absence of artists like Schoolboy Q and Ab Soul. There's a whole new genre of artists that are on TDE, and everybody there is sort of like chilled on music. Even though Schoolboy Q recently did a live stream where he was speaking very highly of his camp and the music that they've made and will make, but I don't know. There may be other music from Kendrick Lamar in other places soon to come after this album. But if this was his last album, which was initially the way that I read it too, I wouldn't be mad because I feel like the type of legacy an artist has does, I feel like, because music is so short-lived, it's released in such frequency nowadays that people are calling shit a classic a week after it's dropped, and it's washed a month after. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so if you
I don't think that metric lives for Kendrick necessarily.
It doesn't. Yeah. But the less music you drop, the more solidified your stake as a legend becomes, because there's such large gaps in the music you have. This shit has a time to resonate with the people who actually fuck with your shit and be compared to the music that comes out subsequently after. And I think it's not a bad approach when you have a career like Kendrick. I think J. Cole kind of tried to do the same thing for the fans that cater to his music. And even Travis Scott, to a certain extent, there have been long gaps in between his album releases that have made you kind of sit back and listen to say, like, yo, all of this shit really does feel like it was a moment in time. You give stuff enough space, it does become a moment if you're that artist of a certain caliber. But we'll see how his music does
we'll see elsewhere. How it changes.
Yeah. Because I don't know what the reasoning behind it is. And maybe he'll talk about it through the lyrics on the album, because he's not really like an interview type rapper, which I appreciate about him. Like, he kind of lets the music speak for itself and then gets the fuck out of there.
Yeah. I appreciate and depreciate it, but yeah.
Depreciate it.
Yeah. What we have with the time?
32 minutes.
All right, cool. Yeah. All right, so been the whole big thing in Georgia right now, man. They're trying to mandate masks amongst kids.
Good luck with that shit.
Yeah. When I saw this story this morning, like, I really don't know where to stand with it, because I understand, like, the idea behind it, but, like, how the fuck are you going to teach, like, a 4-year-old to, like, keep a mask on? It just seems like an impossible task. Like, I mean, I get the idea behind, like, pressing the mandate, but, like, I think at a certain age group, it's not really going to be very feasible.
Yeah, as I'm leaving work, I'm walking out to the parking lot, and somebody on their break is in their car with the door open listening to NPR, and I'm hearing Kemp talk about his trust and the faith that he has in Georgians to do the right thing despite the current circumstances. And I'm thinking to myself, nigga, what Georgia does this nigga live in? Like, how do you get to that from, like, I want y'all to wear masks on a city level in schools, to, like, I trust Georgians to make the right decision? I'm like, yo, the disease don't care, and if you gonna get sick, if it's really that dangerous, like, the motherfuckers need to be homeschooled. And it's not like y'all haven't put things in place for this to happen. I'm trying to get my daughter tutoring now, and I'm talking to the tutor, and they're like, yeah, we have everything set up so you can do Zoom calls, we can have classroom settings where it's multiple people in a room, or you can do one-on-one tutoring. We have a curriculum and a syllabus so you can get the items they'll need for class and things that they'll need in order for us to do our tutoring properly. And part of me was like, man, this is bullshit. I'm paying you X amount of dollars to not come and see my child in person. But at the same time, like, if this is the future of school, like, and this is what the world she has to grow up in, what are you going to do but get acclimated? At some point, you just get left behind. So to say that, I was in a weird place about having to buy my 4-year-old Chromebook and teach her how to use it.
I also feel weird about, like, I wonder how, like, the whole mask mandate is going to, like, affect kids, like, within the long run. Like, if you grow up, like, just not seeing people's faces. I just wonder how, like, a 2 or 3-year-old, how that would affect them, because it seems like it's some shit that would affect them, like overall, long term. Like,
I mean, it affects us. I realize I don't listen to people talk because they wear masks. Like, I spend 50%, not even, I don't listen as closely as I should. Like, I spend a lot of time lip reading. Like, you say some shit, I read your facial expressions.
yeah.
And I'm able to interpret what you're saying or how you feel about what you're saying. Without that, it's a lot of, huh? What? Or I'm just nodding in agreement without even asking you what the fuck or caring what you said.
Yeah. That shit is weird, because, yeah, I just wonder how, like, a 2 or 3 year old, once they get to, like, 7 or 8, how they would, like, if we have to keep with this mask mandate going forward, if they have to live their first 5 or 6 years during a mask mandate, how does it affect, like, how you do everything, how you interact with people? Just because you don't see somebody's face, this has to have some type of impact. I don't know what type of impact it'll be, but it's going to be some type of social impact to come with that. But yeah, man, I guess we'll end it with this, man. Shout out to 50 Cent. They just started the BMF series. I'm definitely not interested, man. I'm going to keep it real, man. Like, the one thing I never relate to none of these little black series they run. Like, no offense to Snowfall, like RIP to John Singleton. But every time I see a nigga in a fake afro, I'm like, oh, I'm out, man. I'm not watching this shit. Like,
Nigga, how you gonna tell stories from a particular demographic like the 80s and not have a fake afro in the mix, bro? How you gonna do it?
Hire a nigga that can grow his hair out. Just please. That's all you gotta
acting,
do.
nigga.
Yeah.
You better act like you know how to cut hair, nigga.
Just hire a nigga that can grow afro. Like, I don't feel like that's like a big task.
A lot of them niggas.
Or hire a nigga that already has an afro.
A lot of
Like,
niggas.
or hire a nigga with braids. Just have him take his braids out. You can hire me. I can give you an afro. Like,
This nigga gonna bully his way into a job.
yeah.
Playing Big Meech.
Yeah.
On
Hire me.
the low.
What the fuck y'all not hire me for these acting
Hey,
roles?
50, if you listening, when y'all come to film in Atlanta and y'all need a different age, Demetrius Flannery, get that checkup, bro.
Every time I go out for these afro roles,
I can be ghoul number 2, bro. Somewhere in the mix. Just give me a chain, give me a BMF chain and a strap, and I'll just be there.
like
I'll be security.
Like I said, talking about the fucking Black Messiah movie, man. These niggas look like fucking Fame characters, nigga. Like, who are these niggas, man? Like, these niggas look like they just hopped out of Broadway.
Make it
like,
BMF, but West Side Story.
yeah. A nigga with Detroit, with like a nigga from Detroit with mascara on. Like, I've never seen this shit. Like, what the fuck?
I didn't see mascara, but this nigga's wild.
This nigga face is beat, nigga. Yeah, period. Big Meats rolling over in his grave, nigga.
Yo, stop that type of shit,
Yeah, nah. Shout out Big Meats.
bro. Please, bro.
Real shit. I'm just saying, like, I know Big Meats gotta get the check, but man, bro. I just wish a realer nigga would have let you, like, done your story, bro. No salt to 50, but every time we do a story, bro, them motherfuckers all look the same. This shit just look like Power.
Yeah, nigga was talking about
Make money, make money.
nigga was talking about 50 Cent trying to put the Marvel Universe together of drug dealers. He trying to turn dope into a comic book series. It's crack comics. DC. Took the words right out of my mouth, nigga.
Yeah, man.
But
On that note, what you been watching, man? Listening to?
I've been watching Power. No, I'm fucking right. No, I haven't, man. I just tried to watch Green Knight. I'm almost through. Apparently, talking to Warren, I'm pretty much at the end. It's the most wayward journey. I feel like I'm on the journey with this nigga, bro. Like, Everybody
been posting that Green Knight shit. I was just like, yeah, I'm not watching it, bro.
Don't, bro, because I don't want to hear your take. Bro.
Anything
I got to say about it.
Actually watch it.
He's not gonna watch it, bro. He's not gonna make it 10 minutes in. Yeah, he's not, bro. We'll talk about it at some other point. Once I finish it, after I leave here, probably we'll talk about it.
Not as young, man. Maybe I'll get into it.
But I watched The Green Knight.
Yeah, exactly.
It was interesting. It was really interesting up until like I got towards the end, and then even anything like it's nothing off-putting. It's just like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is happening? And I think it may be one of those stories, kind of like that doesn't tie up. I can't even think of an example of a movie that I've seen recently that has the same type of like storyline, but it just doesn't tie up with a bow in the way that I'd like it to. It's just a bunch of random shit happening. I watched that terrible movie. Did we talk about that? Infinite with Mark Wahlberg and
oh yeah, you talking about last episode? Yeah.
That movie still left a bad taste in my mouth. I can't get over how terrible Mark Wahlberg is, bro. I don't know what happened. Like, his best movies are the movies where he kind of just peek his head in. He got a few one-liners, and then he's gone. Departed, he was a star of that movie, bro. Like, my favorite line from that shit is like, yo, my theory with feds is like my same as my theory on mushrooms. Feed them shit and keep them in the dark. Yeah. It's like, I'm the guy doing his job. You must be the other guy. Mm-hmm. Like, that's where Mark Wahlberg shines. You give this nigga a script, and you tell him, like, yo, all this part right here, that's you. This nigga goes to the tunnel vision, bro. Like, he can't get out of being Mark Wahlberg. Like,
yeah, I don't watch movies based on actors. I watch them based on the directors because actors are pieces of shit. I don't give a fuck about the script.
Yeah, you're a smart man because I really feel like the more I would look at movies with stars, the less impressed I am based on the fact that I thought the movie was gonna be good. Like,
they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They have no taste.
You're right, bro. I never thought about it that way. What else have I seen? I watched the Christy Martin Untold on Netflix.
Bruh.
According to your or per your referral. Amazing. I watched it before work and I was like, man, watch this shit not be good. And I could have been asleep. And I was just sitting on the edge of my seat, like just looking at this shit like, yo, this motherfucker lived a life.
Bruh.
Small town whites live very similar lives to blacks, bro. I don't know what that shit is. Like, I don't know why middle America has such a problem with racism.
She like a hood nigga.
Yeah, she really was a hood nigga, man. Like, small town, father was a coal miner.
Coal miner's daughter, bro.
Coal miner's daughter. She came up, walked into a gym, fell in love with a trainer. Like, this is just like all black athlete stories. Like, you sound like most female athletes that start running track or like play what's the other shit that
loving
basketball. All those type of stories. But that was really dope. I think that's really it. I tried to dive into Titans on DC.
Yeah, I've been considering it. Yeah,
there isn't what I might want to go back and do because I saw they merged Titans. There's an episode where Titans and Doom Patrol merged.
Yeah, Doom Patrol's not good either.
Yeah, Doom Patrol was kind of alright. The first few episodes was alright. It went down. All right. Yeah, I made it to when it was like actually so going on missions.
It's bad.
Like the first mission in the city. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna stay away from those. It's turning more into a list of what I haven't been watching or won't be watching in the future. I watched. Fuck. It was just on. I just had it in mind. Nah. Damn, it'll come back to me. I'll get into what I've been listening to. Vince Staples by Vince Staples still. Isaiah Rashad, The House is Burning. Probably one of my favorite albums right now. It's Paul McCartney's song that Chasing Waterfalls, I believe. Taji sent me. It's funny how many sounds I feel like come from that era that I just completely ignore because niggas don't listen to the Beatles like that. Or at least this nigga doesn't. And when he sends it to me in part, I'm able to digest it a lot better. Like, it's a lot more well received. You send me a Beatles album, I get lost and I just stop listening to it because it sounds like background noise. But Paul McCartney has a nice little run of music that I was diving into just because he sent me that one song. Nothing that I can remember my name. So shout out Paul McCartney. You live in infamy. What else? Flighter. Sir was Casper. Sir was in Casper, pardon me. We Made It. Otis McDonald. Legends of the Fall. Civil Rights. This Thing of Ours by The Alchemist. They recently changed the track listing on here. Like, I went back and they're missing a few songs, and the order was different, which is wild. I I want to say the title track with Earl Sweatshirt and Navy Blue is not on there, which is interesting. That was one of my favorite joints. Bo Jackson, Bodie James still. Went on a little Alchemist run. Yacht Music 2, or Yacht Rock 2, pardon me. The Alchemist. Tropical Storm Lenny. Stugatz, Willie the Kid, and Ocean Prime, Bodie James. Kodak Black, Senseless. Double back on King's Disease 2, just so I could satisfy my uncle's request to listen to the album again. Mock Hami, Pray for Haiti. I really been kind of in a loop as far as music is concerned. Podcast, I kind of been branching out. I've been listening to Black on Purpose. Shout out Black on Purpose, Illustrate. You know what I mean? Shogun, Fab. Come on, hold on. Work with me now. I've been listening to Accountability. Shout out Booby. Been back on my Dollop podcast. Which Dollop did I listen to? Billy Contrail, the most recent one. The Plenty Wingo podcast is really good too. I need to go back and start from the beginning. A lot of the earlier dollops were really, really interesting. And that's pretty much it.
All right, man. I'm going to get us out of here because I'm ready to go right now. Untold, as he talked about before, Deal with the Devil. That's the Christy Martin story. Untold, Malice at the Palace. That's the Ron Artest and Steven Jackson brawl story, which is really dope. Cocaine Cowboys, The Kings of Miami. It's pretty cool. It's not my favorite thing, but it's some shit to watch. My True Crime Story. Shout out to Remy Ma. It's like I think it's a VH1 series, but it's talk about like female crime lords and shit.
That's hilarious.
Kind of cool. Yeah, I kind of fuck with it. Yeah. Because she kind of owns it. She owns her little thing. Enemies of the
shot that bitch.
Not touching that, Remy Ma. I love you. Enemies
love
of the Enemies of the State is a really dope documentary. It's kind of about it's about some web things, some internet crime things. It's very interesting. I don't want to really give away the thing, but it's a good watch. Other than that, what I've been listening to, the trilogy. Shout out to The Weeknd, Judas and the Black Messiah. Shout out to J Electronica, Written Testimony. Pray for Haiti. Shout out to Mock Hami. Beauty Behind the Madness. Starboy, more The Weeknd. Hip Hop is Dead. Shout out to Nas. Call me if you get lost. Call me if you get lost. Shout out to Tyler. Like Father, Like Son. Shout out Lil Wayne, Birdman. Rather You Than Me, Rick Ross. Back to Black, Amy Winehouse. Frank, Amy Winehouse.
Good one.
Port of Miami 2, Rick Ross.
All right.
The Carter 1, the Carter 2, and the Carter 3. And we're going to end it just like that. Podcast. Let's see what we got for those. As usual, the NBA Story Time. Shout out to Brian Windhurst. The Hoop Collective is a dope podcast. Old Man in the Three. They just did an episode with CJ McCullough.
Old Man in the Three is one of the best podcast names.
But yeah, they did a really dope episode with CJ McCullough. He talks about being the president of basketball stuff. And but on that note, apparently I can't get words out right. So I'm gonna get out here right now. So when you see us, you see him. Shout out to 404 Creatives.
Yep.
Shout out to Taji, man. Get well soon. Shout out to Trav. Shout out to my nigga Trav, man.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
Congratulations, man. He's officially a Yeah, you know, he got his little fiance thing going, man. He proposed.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Bam, man! It's Bam's birthday today.
Yeah.
Speaking of Wall Scots,
Shout out to Uncle B, man. Yeah.
that's pretty much it, man. Wash never washed up. Like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff, man. We are washed never washed up.
Yeah, it's the clumsiest exit we've ever had. But we're gonna get out of here.
Dropping shit. That cleaned it up. All right,
we out of here. Yep.